In the last Arch Linux, why is it so popular? Today we're going to cover. Welcome to another edition.
Let me tell you a story.
So one of the problems I've been trying to solve today is I've got these three monitors behind me. I have a triple monitor setup here at the office. You guys see I've got three monitors. Each of them have their own separate monitor stands, the stands that came with the monitors. And I've got a triple monitor set up at my house too. But those triple monitors have a triple monitor stand, a triple monitor mount and stand. That way it's just basically one stand in the center that has three arms that hold the three monitors. That's what I wanted here at the office. So what I did is I ordered a triple monitor stand from Wally. This particular stand here, it's got good reviews over on Amazon, 5-star reviews and everything. And it's the problem here is if I get far enough away from this disc, maybe you guys can see how deep this disc is. Well, you can't really tell, but the middle monitor is about halfway deep into that disc. That disc is a very deep disc. It's 3 foot wide. And to mount the Wally triple monitor arm using the traditional clamp mount method, it clamps on the very back of the disc. That's how it mounts to that disc. And if I mounted that triple monitor mount all the way to the back of that 3 foot wide disc, that middle monitor is going to be at least 3 foot away from me. Maybe more like 3.5 because I'm going to be sitting in a chair in front of the desk a little bit too. That's a long way to be from your monitor, especially with my age and my eyes these days. That's twice as far as I want that monitor to be from me, which means I would have to change the font size on that monitor. Yeah, I'd probably have to double the font size just to be able to read it. And still, it wouldn't be a good experience. It would be too dang far away from me for my liking. So there is another option with the Wally triple monitor mount. Instead of using the clamp arm, you can mount it directly in the center of a disc. All you have to do is drill 3 holes in a disc, and you use 3 hex bolts that mount to the base, the middle arm of that triple monitor mount. And that would work perfectly for this wood top desk. The problem is I'm renting this office, and this furniture, this desk was here in this office when I rented it. It's not my personal furniture. So I'm not going to do permanent damage to that desk by drilling holes in it. So what I did is I contacted my brother-in-law, and he loves woodworking and building things and all of this stuff. And I told him my problem. I got this 3 foot wide desk. I have this triple monitor mount that needs to sit about halfway in the middle of the desk without drilling holes in it, right? So what he did is he built this wood base that then, of course, we put the 3 hex bolts through the bottom of the wood base, where now I have this really cool mount. This is only a 2 foot deep disc, so it looks a little big on this disc, but it's going to look perfect on the 3 foot wide disc there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move this mount over here, and I'm going to go ahead and get those monitors mounted to this thing and show you guys what it looks like once it's all plugged in. So there it is. All in the last few months, we've got
Learn to code online in less than a year. Discover the Kansas State University Software Development Bootcamp. No experience required to enroll. Register for our 30-hour introductory course. Spots limited. Enroll today.
Start selling online with Shopify, the e-commerce platform that's trusted.
Are you a video content creator? Do you stream to platforms like YouTube and Twitch? If you do, then chances are you might be using some products made by Streamlabs. Streamlabs is a company that maintains their own fork of OBS, the Open Broadcaster software. Streamlabs also has a lot of cool widgets that you can add to your live stream, such as chat alerts, subscriber notifications, little animations on the screen, cool stuff like that. And a lot of people really like these products that Streamlabs creates. The problem is not their products, though. The problem is Streamlabs, the company, is shady as hell, and some of the stuff they're doing may or may not be illegal. If it's not illegal, it probably should be illegal. And right now, Streamlabs, I will say, is not a friend at all to free and open source software. And if you care about free and open source software, you really shouldn't be using Streamlabs, because right now they're attacking one of the biggest pieces of open source software on the planet, and that is OBS, the Open Broadcaster software. So let me switch over to my browser and show you a little bit of what I'm talking about for those of you not familiar with Streamlabs or with OBS. This is the streamlabs.com homepage, and there's a button here to download their fork of OBS, Streamlabs OBS. It's Windows only. Of course, the Open Broadcaster software, mainline OBS, is for Windows, Mac, and Linux, but the Streamlabs guys, their fork is Windows only. That's fine. It's their project. They can do whatever they want with it. That's not really the problem. The problem is Streamlabs OBS has been around for a few years now, and it's always been a point of contention with the Streamlabs guys and the OBS guys about the name. If I go to Twitter here, yesterday, or maybe earlier today, just a few hours ago, the OBS team put out this tweet here. Let me read it. Near the launch of SLOBS, Streamlabs OBS, Streamlabs reached out to us about using the OBS name. We kindly asked them not to. They did so anyway and followed up by filing a trademark. We've tried to sort this out in private, and they have been uncooperative at every turn. So this is what I was talking about earlier, shady as hell, right? So you fork one of the most popular pieces of open source software on the planet, OBS. And then you use their name in your fork, because really when you fork a piece of software, you're supposed to rename it. I mean, that's just standard practice. That's what everybody does. You don't fork a popular program and then call it by that same name, because it's confusing as hell, and it's just unfair, because people are going to think that you actually represent the mainline fork of that project, and again, that's just not fair to the originator of that piece of software. So the OBS guys said, no, please don't use our names. Don't call your fork Streamlabs OBS, right? Just call it Streamlabs whatever, or just Streamlabs by itself, Streamlabs Studio, Streamlabs Streaming, whatever. Don't put OBS in the name. And they did it anyway. And now what they've done is they decided to file for a trademark on the OBS name. They want to take the OBS name from the Open Broadcaster software. Now, I would like to tell you that this is just an isolated incident. I'd like to tell you that, but Streamlabs, the company, apparently, they've done stuff like this a lot over the years. A matter of fact, after OBS tweeted this, I mean, we've got other people that decided to chime in, other big companies actually. So OBS said, yeah, Streamlabs is just dirty. And then Lightstream is a streaming service for the Xbox. I've never actually used Lightstream, but anyway, they have this streaming service for the Xbox. And what happened is Streamlabs decided to create their own similar service for the Xbox. So basically they wanted to copy the same service that Lightstream was already doing, and then they wanted to put up a website. So what did they do? They went and did a one-for-one copy of the Lightstream website, basically, including many of the same. Yeah, the wording is exactly the same. User reviews down here exactly the same. If I blew up this image, I mean, if you look side by side, they just ripped off the Lightstream. They not only copied their software, they copied their website, and it just looks. That's a bad look, right? And then Elgato, you guys know Elgato. Elgato makes popular products like the Elgato Cam Link, which is the capture card I actually use to record all my videos. The Elgato key lights are very popular. The Elgato Stream Deck is one of their most popular products. The Stream Deck is a little console. It's got some buttons. It's kind of like a macro keyboard that you can, use to switch scenes. For example, in OBS, a lot of streamers use the Elgato Stream Deck. So what did Streamlabs do? Well, control your live stream from your phone with Streamlabs Stream Deck. So your phone is going to have the same kind of Stream Deck-like buttons. It's like having the Elgato Stream Deck on your phone. They're going to call it Streamlabs Stream Deck. So it's apparent that Streamlabs really doesn't care about trademark, right? They'll use anybody's name, including the Stream Deck, including OBS, and the fact that they're doing this to the open source project, because they take the OBS code that's freely available for anyone to use, and you can fork it and create your own project, and you can even sell your fork of that work. No problem with all of that. You're allowed to do a lot with free and open source software. You're given a lot of freedom with it. So why do you want to push it to the extreme where you essentially want to take that project's name, and essentially what they want to do is become OBS and then get rid of the open source OBS? This is really what is behind their thinking here is, hey, we would like the mainline OBS to go away and the only OBS to